as we were founded on the basis of an idea that the individual is the sovereign, not the government, as was the case with our European predecessors. Founded on the idea that the legitimate role of government is limited, and the primary purpose of government is to secure the blessings of liberty, to serve the people who elect it. We were founded without any inherited aristocracy, but rather a robust meritocracy in which anyone's hard work and imagination and persistence can lead to great success. So we were exceptional in the nature of our birth as a nation, and I believe we remain exceptional in this respect as long as we continue to believe in these principles, as long as we cherish these ideas, and I hope that you will. A second aspect of our exceptionalism has been the nobility and generosity of our actions on the world stage. Whether it was liberating Europe in the 20th century or rebuilding it with our money through the Marshall Plan in the aftermath, whether it's responding to natural disasters, providing relief from disease and famine, home to refugees, the fact is there's no country that has ever done more to help more people than the United States of America. And while some in other countries resent America's power, virtually everyone recognizes Americans' generosity. I hope you will strive to ensure that America remains not only a great nation, but also a good one. The final aspect of American exceptionalism that I want to mention is one of the most important. It's the free enterprise system that is at the economic center of our broader socioeconomic system of democratic capitalism. We essentially invented this economic system of applying human intellect together with invested savings for the purpose of generating continued economic growth and opportunity. Others have adopted various aspects of this model, but our system remains distinctive. I am convinced that we have the best economic system in the history of the world. Unfortunately, it's a system that's often maligned and sometimes attacked. So I think it's vital that we defend our system. In my view, in both practical terms and morally speaking, it's superior to any other system that's been invented by man. The great Catholic lay theologian Michael Novak summed up economic history well when he said, after 5 years of blundering, human beings finally figured out how wealth may be produced in a sustained and systematic way. And he didn't mean just financial wealth, but everything that inevitably comes with it. Longer life expectancy, lower infant mortality, better education, improved health care, greater leisure time, and the list goes on. The fact is, it's a free enterprise system here in America and as applied abroad that's lifted more people out of poverty, enabled a higher standard of living, and created more opportunity than any other system ever has. It's a pretty strong empirical, practical case for keeping it. But I believe that our free enterprise system, at the heart of America's democratic capitalism, is also morally superior to any other system that I know of. It's morally superior because it's based on the dignity of the individual, and hence it respects the freedom of the individual. Other systems explicitly reject that freedom. Now, many of you will no doubt move on to careers in the business world where you will directly participate in our free enterprise system. Well, I welcome the goods and services you will provide to all of us and the innovations to which you will surely contribute. I hope all of us will defend and preserve this wonderful system with which we will restore prosperity and in time create innumerable opportunities. So I've just explained why I believe that the exceptionalism of the American people and of our great nation will enable us to solve the serious challenges facing us today and enable us to enjoy a wonderful future. Let me now express this important caveat. There's nothing inevitable about a wonderful future. We've got to make it happen. And there was nothing inevitable about the founding of this nation. There was nothing inevitable about our becoming a great and a good republic that we have become. For that matter, there was nothing inevitable about all of us gathering here today. All of these events required many conscious, willful decisions, each of which had consequences and which together resulted in these events. Similarly, a strong, free, and prosperous American future is not inevitable. We have to earn it with our own personal, individual actions. I once heard a great lecture by the historian David McCullough, which he began by saying that his greatest challenge in teaching history to his students was to convince them from the beginning that there's no such thing as history. Now, this struck me as a rather odd observation coming from a history professor. But what he meant was that the broad, sweeping narratives of history, with their appearance of inevitability, are just the constructs that we impose on events long after they've occurred. No one lives in history. Everyone always lives in the present. History becomes the ex post facto understanding of the consequences of decisions made by men and women in the present in real time. And so the history that will be written of our time will be determined by the decisions we make today, tomorrow, and next week. And there's nothing inevitable about them. Today, my generation is actively making decisions that will help shape the country in the early 21st century. But in time, my generation will recede from influence, and yours will succeed mine. In the end, your generation will play a greater role in shaping the 21st century than mine will. So this is the point in the speech where I'm supposed to give you advice, so I will. Persist. Accept the inevitable struggles in life and persevere. There are so many great American stories of success through perseverance, but I'll share with you my favorite. At the age of 7, this boy was forced to work to support his family. At 9, his mother died. At 22, he lost his job as a store clerk. At 23, he went into debt as a partner in a small store. He ran for the state legislature and was promptly defeated. At 26, his partner died, leaving him with a large debt. The next year, he had a nervous breakdown. At 29, he was defeated in a bid to become State House Speaker. 2 years later, he lost a municipal election. By 35, he had been defeated twice running for Congress. At 39, after one brief term in Congress, he lost his re-election bid. At 42, he was rejected as a prospective land officer. At 45, he ran for the Senate and lost. At 47, he lost the vice presidential nomination. At 49, he ran for the Senate again, and he lost again. By the time he was 50, this man had racked up quite an amazing record of losses and failures. But Abraham Lincoln never quit. He persisted, and he became not just the President of the United States, he became the one indispensable American. Lincoln is the only man in our history about whom it can be said, without him, there might well not be a United States of America today. The man whose adult life was a lengthy chronicle of failures became the most important, most consequential, most successful man in American history. So my advice is never, ever quit. Well, you have diplomas to receive, and I don't want to further delay that happy occasion. So let me close by summing up, especially during these challenging times. Believe in the greatness, the exceptional nature of our great country. Keep the ideas at the heart of American exceptionalism alive, and persist no matter what in the pursuit of your goals, and never, ever quit. If you do these things, then my confidence in our future will be well placed, and you will make the 21st century another great American century. Thank you very much, and God bless you.